Interestingly, my interest in mental health was inspired personally as a vet, but I'm hired by a family and got into private philanthropy, and our founder sent us schizophrenia, and we realized that no matter the means that they had, they couldn't find solutions, either due to family stigma, personal stigma about, hey, what do we do with a son who has schizophrenia? And also out in the community, is the help there? And if you seek help, what does that mean for that person's future? Our founder's son's doing great now. I was asked to come in and help run the foundation. And as a military guy, infantry special forces officer, I always felt like it would be cooler to do it for vets, but hey, a job's a job. And some of the projects that we funded came to fruition. And one of them was in a children's hospital in Akron, Ohio. And it was a psychiatric intake response center, basically an emergency intake for a psychiatric emergency. And so we cut a ribbon, and about 2 months later, my daughter, we discovered, had been cutting and had created some severe damage to herself. So I come home one night, and she's, Dad, come here, and she shows me her arm. And so I said, well, we gotta go to the hospital. And of course, being at the foundation, I now knew, and I would have never known what to do, but I knew what to do. So I take her down there, she gets the care that she needs. It's a segregated unit designed for this type of situation. And then they separate us, because I'm the dad, and they gotta make sure that I'm not involved in this harm. And so she's being interviewed by a psychiatrist and a behavioral health professional. And so I kind of stand off. They have a little lobby area where they say, okay, Dad, go over there. And we're the only ones in the unit at the time. And I don't know, I've kind of forgotten where I am. And I look around and I look up and I see our foundation's name on the wall. And I look down and I'm like, this is where I was, almost this exact spot was where I was 2 months ago in a photo opportunity with the president of the Children's Hospital. And it's there I realized that I know why I'm here. And so my experience in mental health, albeit limited prior, is now very real. And when I guess that brings my whole story full circle, in that it's very personal to me now, when I didn't even realize it was. What we can do together is, first and foremost, is break down the stigma associated with it, that folks need to understand that when we think of health epidemics or health challenges in our country, one of the greatest health challenges we have is mental health related. And as a society and a community, one, we need to understand that it shouldn't be stigmatized. And two, we need to ensure that when somebody realizes that, hey, it's okay to go ask for help, that help is there, that help's effective, and then it's accessible to them. My perspective on accomplishing and overcoming some of these challenges is, in my role in professional philanthropy, that I think that community government, local, regional, state level, federal governments have a role. I also think that it's sometimes tough, due to either political reasons, availability of revenue, that it's tough for those organizations to innovate. Philanthropy can play a huge role. I often tell folks that I wish I had a couple zeros to the right of our endowment, and our endowment's pretty big. But I feel that philanthropy can play a huge role as an innovator to inspire these changes, to overcome some of the barriers that political organizations or governmental organizations or corporate for-profit organizations can overcome, or even nonprofit organizations can overcome due to access to resources or any of the myriad of things that exist as barriers. And that organized philanthropy is the untapped potential to accelerate some of this work and be an innovator in the space.